Okay, today we are looking at 1 Nephi 16:13 through 14. And it came to pass that we traveled for the space of 4 days, nearly a south-southeast direction, and we did pitch our tents again, and we did call the name of the place Shazer. And it came to pass that we did take our bows and our arrows, and go forth into the wilderness to slay food for our families. And after we had slain food for our families, we did return again to our families in the wilderness, to the place of Shazer. We're going to see if there's an actual place in the Saudi Arabian desert that could possibly fit this description based on the findings of Wadi Tayyib al-Ism, being the Valley of Lemuel. What does the name Shazer mean? They called it Shazer, so that might help us. The Arabic form, remember we're looking for SZ or SR because we're looking for things without vowels. Really transliterations of Shazer. So in Arabic we get young gazelle, in Hebrew we get intertwine, and in Egyptian Arabic, Shazer means pass of the trees. So all three of these have been mentioned as possible connections. In the footnotes of the Book of Mormon, we have the Hebrew version of intertwine. And intertwine could be relevant because of the trees found in the Dhofar region are crooked with intertwining branches. But let's look at the chiastic structure. We have a chiasm here, which is another evidence of the Book of Mormon's authenticity in and of itself. If you don't know what a chiasm is, go back and watch some of my earlier chiasm videos. Here's a chiasm in the Book of Mormon that we find that has 3 parts, and we did call the name of the place Shazer. Then if you look at the end of the section here, it says to the place of Shazer, and it came to pass we did take our bow and arrows and go forth into the wilderness. And then the match to that would be we did return again to our families in the wilderness. And then the middle portion is to slay food for our families, and after that we had slain food for our families. So we have a perfect chiasm here, and the chiasm is all about finding food, going forth in the wilderness and finding food, about hunting. So we have this place 4 days southeast of the Valley of Lemuel. They traveled in a south-southeast direction and crossed a river. So the only place that you can cross a river and go south-southeast direction is through this canyon right here. After crossing the southern side of the oasis, this valley is the only one allowing travel through the mountains in a general southeast direction. This view faces in the direction of travel. So this is where they would have gone, through this canyon, from the proposed encampment going south-southeast direction. So what do we find? About 70 miles away from the proposed encampment is Wadi Esh Sharma. It's about a 4 days journey and provides a pathway further into the interior of Arabia. It alone has the oasis resources of waters and crops, especially the ubiquitous date that a traveling group would find valuable. Also, mountains in the immediate vicinity that would have hunting opportunities as they do today. This precise location matches the text and makes the most plausible location for Shazer. So there is a place exactly south-southeast of the proposed encampment of the Valley of Lemuel where we have food, water, trees, and resources for an encampment. Also hunting. Here's the map. So we go south of Jerusalem, get to the borders of the Red Sea. We go 3 days journey to the Valley of Lemuel. Then we go 4 days journey south-southeast to Shazer. And maybe the coolest part of this whole thing is sometime prior to 100 BC, Greek historian Agatharchides of Cnidus wrote of this northwest Arabian coast near the Sinai Peninsula, and thus the area under discussion. In addition to domesticated flocks and herds, he described wild camels, and in addition deer and gazelles. So my proposition to you is, not only is there a location of Shazer, not only have we found it, not only does the chiasm built into this verse tell us that it's a place of hunting, but they named it after the gazelles they found there that sustained their life. How could a 21-year-old plowboy on the western frontiers of early America know of a group of gazelles hidden in the Sinai Peninsula that would sustain life for a traveling Bedouin party?